everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation. I'm back one more time. I've got another book of boxes project. This one's a little bit different though, and I'm going to have a tutorial on how I made the cover at the end, so stay tuned. So the last book of boxes that I made, I used the papers that I picked for Paper Stash Smash. So this is Echo Park's Wedding Bliss paper collection that I have chosen to use for January. So it's a really great wedding Valentine thing. I have made a couple things that were more kind of Valentine, real generic kind of things. This one is more wedding themed. So I wanted to share this with you, and then I'll go into how to make the cover. I did do a lot of layering on this because I did not use any chipboard in this. I just used cardstock. So I did lots of mats, and that really does bulk up the cover and make it more sturdy. Okay, so this whole thing measures 7 by 9, has a 1.5 inch spine. So I'll just kind of turn that so you can see it. Again, I used lots of layers. I used white cardstock for the base, and then I used black and gold. The pink and the pattern papers are from the paper collection. Okay, and then this, I wanted to use only one sheet of paper, so I cut it at 6 inches, and then I kind of filled it in with a little bit of a scrap of paper to make it wide enough for that. This one on the front, I did use some of the trim that I had picked out for the collection that I'm using, and just put that on the front. And then on the front, I also picked one of the cut aparts, and then I did a lot of layers with that just to kind of, you know, give a cover to it. And then I used one giant flower with a fuzzy on it, and then I used the bling. All of that bling that I said I was going to use up, it was a partial pack, I used it up on this. So that's how I decorated the cover. Now I do want you to note that I really goofed on the placement of this ribbon. I don't know how I did that, and I didn't notice it till it was too late, but it is not centered, but that's okay. It's gonna be just fine. It still works. It's only about a 1/2 inch off of where I really wanted it to be. I'm not really sure how that happened, but yeah, it was not, I couldn't salvage it. So, but I really wanted the closure on it. Okay, so that's what I ended up doing. And again, it's all cardstock. So the white is the base, and then black and gold, and then the pink, and then the pattern papers. So when you untie it, it opens up to this. And what I ended up doing was I went in my closet, and in my bin of kind of ready to go albums that I have purchased, I had this pack of 49 Market's 4x6 waterfall, and I thought, well, this is perfect. It's black and it'll be perfect. So I used one of those. They come 2 in a pack, and I used one of them on the inside of the front cover, and it is pretty flat, so it fit really well with the boxes here. Now these 2 boxes are leftover from the previous project that I did. In that project, I used 2 packages of the jewelry boxes from the dollar store, but I used the 2 long ones and 2 of the bigger rectangular ones. I had the 2 smaller ones left over. So this is what I came up with to use them. So it's a bigger project, but it only has 2 boxes, and then I put the waterfall album in it. So let me give you a couple of measurements here. I'll have everything kind of written down below as far as matting. You can, you know, go as crazy as you want with the layers and stuff. I only did 3 layers on the inside, but on the outside, I ended up doing 4. Did I say that right? I did 3 layers on the inside. I did 4 on the outside. So I didn't do as many layers on the inside. I also did put some paper on the boxes, on the box tops here, and then I just tied them with seam binding again to keep them closed. So this would be a cute way to give a gift to somebody. You could put, you know, like money or, you know, gift cards, a small gift, whatever you want in these boxes, and then they can use that later and have this album as well. So I kept it very simple, and it was supposed to have like a 1/2 inch gusset and be kind of thick, but because of the nature of this book, I didn't want to do that. So I kept it pretty flat, and I didn't use the 1/2 inch gussets that were top and bottom. I just flattened it out, okay? So it opens up, and then you can put pictures all over the place here, and I'll open up to the back. You can put pictures back here, and then it has 4 pages that are 4 by 4. So I kept those blank so that when you put the pictures in, that'll kind of take up a little bit of bulk, but I didn't want it to get too bulky. I did use gold for here, and yeah, so there's that. And the pattern paper did cover under here is one of the score lines to give that 1/2 inch gusset on this album, but I covered it up and you can't even tell it's there. The other thing that I do want to note is that I've had this for a while, and for whatever reason, the glue did not hold on the waterfall pieces. So it did come apart, and I did have to put it together, you know, so, but it worked out just fine. It didn't rip or anything. It just, the glue did not hold. So then it just closes up like this, and then I'm just wrapping this around, and then I tied just a little bead to the end just for funsies. So there's that. So that's how I did that. Now, the cut aparts here, the pink is 3 by 4. And I cut the cut aparts down a little bit so that it fit inside. And then I did use a 1/2 inch here and here to center the cut apart. And again, 1/2 inch here and here to center the cut apart. And then what I ended up doing was I measured in for the boxes between the cut apart and the base of the box. Let me take this off so you can see it better. Is 3/8 of an inch here and 3/8 of an inch here, and that kind of centered everything pretty good. Okay, so again, between the cutter parts, I measured in, and I measured in a 1/2 inch from the white cover. Okay, 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, and then again down here and here, same thing, 1/2 inch up and in, and then between here, between the pink and the bottom of the box is 3/8 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch here, and same here. So that's how I centered those, but again, you can center those any way you want. So then that just closes, and I didn't do a whole lot of decoration with this on the inside, except for I really wanted to use the sticker sheet that says just married, and then I used a couple of the rhinestone bling that I put in my little kit to dot the J and the I. And then on the front, again, all the bling here in the flowers. So that's how I decorated that. So let me show you just how I made the base of this. So you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. And I'm using 65 pound, and that's one of the reasons why I did so many layers of matting on it, because that kind of beefs it up a little bit. But this is a way, if you don't have chipboard or whatever, you don't need to use it. So we're going to start with a 9 at the top, and we're going to score at 1/2, and we're going to move on over to 7 1/2. Okay, that's going to give us 1 1/2 inches right here. That becomes the spine. Okay, so 1/2 and 1 1/2, or 7 1/2, excuse me, and then turn it to the 10, score at 1/2 and at 9 1/2. Okay, do that to both. So let's do it again. We got the 9 at the top. We're going to score at 1/2 and 7 1/2, and then we're going to turn it to the 10, score at 1/2 and at 9 1/2. Okay, that's all the scoring that you need to do. And then what you're going to do is we're going to grab some score tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some score tape down. So I'm just going to put it on the 1/2 inch pieces for right now. So on the first one, what I'm doing is I'm putting score tape all the way, and I'm not going to the corner because I'm going to cut that corner, but I do want to get it over the part here where the spine is, that 1 1/2 inch area where we scored, okay, but not in the corners. Now on the next one, we're going to cut these tabs off, so I'm just going to start right here and go all the way across, okay? Hope that makes sense. You can see it as I'm doing it here. So I'm skipping the little corners, and I'm skipping the spine area on one of them, okay? So then what we're going to do is a little bit of mitering. Just going to burnish those down a little bit, okay? The other thing too is I'm going to use glue on the spines, so we'll take care of that in a minute. So this one here, we did not cover the spine little tabs. So we're going to cut those out. So I'm going to turn it over so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to cut that score line out. So I'm going right to the right of that score line, and then I'm going to miter here. Okay, I'm going to do that top and bottom. So I'm just going to cut that score out. So on the bottom, I'm cutting it so I'm to the left. Just cut that score line out and then miter that. Okay, and then I'm going to do about a 45-degree angle right through the corners there. Okay, just like that. So on the back, now you can see that part that we didn't cover with the score tape. We just basically cut that out. Okay, so there's the first one. Now the second one, what we're going to do is we're going to miter all of those tabs. Okay, so we're going to start with the spine, and I'm just going to miter up. Okay, and then I miter this one. I'm not doing too crazy of a miter here. Okay, and then I'm going to go across the corners just like I did before. Cut those off. Okay, and then on the other side, we'll go ahead and do a miter, and again, not too crazy on the spine here. Okay, like that. Okay, so that's what you should have. Okay, so let me get rid of this, and then I'll show you how to put this together. Super simple. We got to fold and burnish, so let's go ahead and do that, and then we will get it ready to go. So this will give you a nice 7x9 book with a 1.5-inch spine. The spine will end up being kind of double thickness with the cardstock. Okay, so while we've got this piece, don't take the tabs off of this yet, but we're going to go ahead and take the score tape off, and we're just going to press those down. Okay, that will get covered up with our mats, but what this is doing is it's reinforcing our edges, and it's also giving us a nice kind of rounded edge on the side there. So that's why I'm doing this. So it's a really nice way of reinforcing. I've done this before, and it works really, really well when you're not using chipboard. Okay, so, and then sometimes I've done this, and instead of doing a lot of layers, sometimes I'll put a piece of extra cardstock here or a piece of lightweight chipboard here to kind of reinforce under the mats too. And then I just wrap these over. But with this one, I'm going to do so many mats that it's not gonna need anything else. Okay, so press that down, press that down. Okay, press that down. So everything is nice. It's a little bit more reinforced. It has a really nice edge. Okay, so then all we have to do is put these together. Okay, now you'll notice here, because we cut out that score line, it's a little bit smaller than the height of the book, and we want it that way because we want it to fit right here, and then these tabs will fold over and then reinforce those ends. Okay, so this is where I'm going to get my glue, and I'm just going to put some art glitter glue, and I'm going to use wet glue for this because I do not like using score tape for spines and things like that. Wet glue will work way better. Then that way, so like I can use this for another project later, and I'll have the base ready to go. Okay, so I'm just putting it in here right up to that score line because I want to make sure that that folds. Okay, press that down like so, and then we'll go ahead and take that tape off, and then we'll fold that on up and over, and our base is complete. And then all we have to do now is you will get all of your mats figured out, your pattern papers figured out, and then cover this. And yeah, it is pretty, you know, you can see it's kind of flimsy, but when you look at the finished piece, it is super thick. It is not wobbly at all, and because there's just a ton of layers here, and it really does thicken it up. And I use the same paper for this as I used for this. So That's what I wanted to share with you. So that's kind of the quick and dirty tutorial on how I created the cover. And then you can just go to town with your mats and your layers and your boxes and everything else. And make sure when you put your ribbon on that you do put it on where it's supposed to be, not a little too low like I did, but I think it's okay. And I don't know, maybe you wouldn't have noticed it, but I was gonna let you know that's what I did. So it's not too bad. It's not terrible. So I think it'll still work. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. So this is version number 5 of my Book of Boxes series that I have started to do. So this is also for #paperstashsmash, and I hope you liked it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay crafty. I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.